welcome Assemblyman Leader Brian Cole, who's going to take the form and lead the evening tonight to discuss with us how we can go about fixing our state government, because I think we can all agree that state government is broken. Brian.
Thank you, Sandy. How about a nice round of applause for Sandy King for getting all this together? Okay, first of all, I want to congratulate every single one of you on a beautiful Friday night in the Finger Lakes. To be joining us tonight is really fantastic, and I just want to say I think that's a pure testimony to your care and concern for our region and for our state. I just think it's awesome. How we're going to do the program, just to give you a quick overview, because I've been doing a lot of these all over New York State. In fact, I was just in Verona, New York. In case anybody's curious, that's near Turning Stone. We've had tremendous turnouts all over the state. I remember in February when I was in Hamburg, close to 250 people showed up in Hamburg, New York, near Buffalo. There's a lot of snow there during February. And folks came out in the dead of winter, really during the week, after the dinner hour, and I was really impressed. And folks like yourself all across the state are interested in what this topic's about. And I'll give you the pros, I'll give you the alternatives that some people are concerned about. We're very upfront with all information, and hopefully you'll find it informative, your question and answers. We're here to answer those for you. And then after all that's complete, hopefully in about an hour or so, you'll be able to go home and still enjoy the rest of a great evening in the Finger Lakes. So without further ado, I'd like to start off by introducing Assemblyman Jim Bacalus, who obviously represents Yates County. And we have this ongoing joke. I used to represent Yates County, and I keep telling him I want Yates County back, but he's not willing to give it up. But Jim's a great guy and a good colleague, and I've served with him for the last 10 years. Jim, why don't you come up and say a few words?
I still kid Brian about the last time we did reapportionment of the state, and as you mentioned, he had Yates County. Yates County elected him to the assembly because he won that first election. We called him landslide by, I think, 10 votes or something like that, and the reports were done. And there was no doubt that Yates County elected him. So we were going through a reapportionment, and I walked into Chambers one day, and I went by his chair because we sat about 3 or 4 chairs apart in the back row, and I said, Brian, what are you going to do when they take Yates County away from you and give it to me? And he was not happy. I think we're going to talk about this convention. In the law, it has a vote to be taken to whether or not to convene a constitutional convention. The primary difference between ours is this proposal is that we want to do it a little bit early because it's going to happen in 2017. We don't think the state of New York can wait until then. But the other critical difference between our proposal and what the law is or is currently is that ours says if you want to be a delegate to this convention and you want to be the one to work with a group of people from all over the state to change state government, change our convention, you can't be an assemblyman or a senator and also be a delegate. And right now you can be. So our proposal says that if you're a current legislator and you want to be a delegate to this convention, that you have to resign your seat. And I think that's a huge difference because in previous conventions that were held throughout the state, we ended up with a large number of assemblymen and senators that were delegates. And I guess you could say, what are the chances of something being fixed with the same cast of people doing the fixing? But I'm going to sit down and let Tom say a few words, and we'll get into the presentation and take your questions. But it's a pleasure to be here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. And now we're going to have come up Assemblyman Tom O'Mara, who joined us in 2004. Tom is also not only a colleague, but a good friend, and he also represents a good portion of the southern tier. And could you give us a nice warm welcome to Assemblyman Tom Warner?
Thank you. Good evening. I really want to echo the thanks for the activities that this organization is doing with the Tea Party, with Scope and your interests that you have, that we need to fix what's broken in Albany. And there's a lot to fix in Albany. It is dysfunctional. You know, I enjoyed the opportunity to be here to speak to you tonight. Although when I was driving up Route 14 along Seneca Lake, I'd rather be out on a boat fishing without any doubt on a beautiful evening like tonight. The work that has to be done with our work in Albany, and it is great to have a strong leader like Brian Cole. And he is a strong leader. He's the only leader of any conference in the New York State Legislature that stands up and talks for the values that we have here in Central New York, that tries to talk common sense and to come up with nonpartisan solutions to the rhetoric that we hear in Albany day in and day out. You know, this movement that we have here is a nonpartisan effort, and I applaud you all for being here to be a part of that. We all fight every day in Albany to try to change the dysfunction that's up there. We need your help as well, and to see this growing here in Yates County and across the state. We need your help. We can't do it alone. We need you to be behind us, to be the strong voice out there. There's some cards out front that Brian and I are having a Constitutional Convention town hall meeting in Elmira coming up on June 24th at Elmira College. So if you can grab one of those on the way out, we'd love to have you come down to Elmira, because the movement down there is not as strong as it is right here in Yates County. You guys are doing great work. I would love to have you come down there and give me some help and help us organize better down in Chemung County. But thank you all for being here on a Friday night. Really look forward to Brian's explanation of the Constitutional Convention, and more importantly than that, your input and your questions about how this operates, because we're not experts in anything. We need to hear it from you. You all have great ideas. You can tell us what to do, give us focus, give us direction on what to do, and working together, I think we can make a change in Albany.
Okay, you ready to get started? Oh, come on, you can do better than that. Make sure you're awake this evening. Now, before I go one step further, I said to my wife, Lauren, would you like to go out to dinner tonight, or would you like to go to a town hall forum on the People's Constitutional Convention? She says, we're going to PENN YAN.